Hey, my friends, welcome back. Thank you for being back here with me. So, today we're going to talk about the 80-20 principle, or Pareto distribution, as you might have heard it. And we're going to talk about how that relates to health and specifically your physical strength and your physical body. So, what's the Pareto distribution? Well, the Pareto distribution, or it's more colloquially referred to as the 80-20, is something that this Italian mathematician came up with, Vilfredo Pareto, and what he noticed was that if you take the square root of all the people doing a particular thing, that square root's responsible for half of the output. So you have 100 people working at a company, 10 people are responsible for half the productivity of that company, the other 90 people are responsible for the other half. And so it's this idea that there's a small amount that gets a huge return. And this is true across a ton of different areas, whether it's the size of cities or the size of stars in the galaxy or the amount of people at a company who work hard. So here we go with applying the Pareto distribution to your physical body and your health that comes from having a powerful physical body. So in the past, we've talked about this idea that your body's meant for health, that your body is designed to thrive, that it's always adapting, and that adaptation is directed towards thriving. Now, there are roadblocks that get in the way, but ultimately it's like a river to the sea. The body wants to be healthy. The body has this internal momentum to thrive, and we have this beautiful blueprint that we've inherited that is truly incredible. Our physiology is really phenomenal. So what does this have to do? How do we apply this to being physically powerful and capable? So with this in mind, the littlest bit of effort is going to get us the most amount of results. And that's broadly true. That's what's behind all of my habits of health system, is that if you could only do a little bit, right? Like we said, if you could only cut out added sugar and processed carbohydrates from your diet, boom, huge results, right? There's obviously more improvement to be made after you've made that first step, but that one step is going to take you from a standard American diet to something completely different, and your physiology is going to respond completely differently. The same way with physical training. If you live a sedentary lifestyle, or if somebody lives a sedentary lifestyle, adding one physical exercise in every day is going to make a massive difference. Now, there's more to do, but one is going to be better than zero. So that's the first idea, right? Like, what would be the drop sugar and processed foods for movement and for physical body? Well, I think that in this case, you should pick one skill that you're going to do. You should make it a skill. Remember, we talked about this in some of the training videos. You can go back and look. But think of whatever physical thing you're going to do as a skill, because a skill can be trained, it can be measured, and it can be improved. So find one skill you want to do. Maybe it's a push-up. Maybe it's a pull-up. Maybe it's a kettlebell swing. Maybe it is a yoga pose. Maybe it is a particular dance move. Whatever. You pick, right? And attempt to do that every single day with the best form you can and the best coordination you can. And if it's a movement that requires some level of explosiveness with the body or physical output with the body, try to do it at the highest level, right? So let's use a pull-up, for example. I like to do pull-ups. And if you do one pull-up, your goal should be to make that one pull-up perfect. And every day you should be seeking to be more in control of the body, right? That there's total control of the body as you're pulling up and total control of the body as you're descending. And wherever you're at is fine, because the first step is to be honest about where you're at. And take an honest assessment of yourself, and then tomorrow try to do it just a little bit better, and just a little bit better the next day. And over time, what that pull-up looks like, or what that push-up looks like, or whatever it is that you choose to do, whatever that looks like, should look very different in a week, in a month, in a year. So that's the first idea. Pick one thing you like to do that you will enjoy doing, that you won't hate doing, that won't feel like it's pulling teeth to make you do it, right? So pick one thing that's a good movement, make it a skill, try to do it with as much coordination, balance, power, fluidity, whatever characteristics you can find in this skill. Work it and make it better and better and better and better. And that's how you train something. And what this is for is the difference between a sedentary lifestyle and the type of person who identifies with their identity, right? They have a personality. They have an expectation of themselves that I am a person who does something physical every day, and I get better at it every single day that I train, right? That type of mindset, whether it's only one push-up or a more elaborate and advanced workout, that is already a huge step up from the type of person who identifies as not a person who uses their physical body in a way that empowers them and makes them better on a daily basis. So that's your 1% that'll get you 50% different, right? 1% input, 50% different output. If you want to take it a little further, what I would say is pick that one skill and then do it at a level that really does improve your body, right? Where one pull-up a day is going to make a difference. But now maybe you say, I'm going to do one set of pull-ups a day, or I'm going to do 3 sets of pull-ups a day, or I'm going to do pull-ups and push-ups, or I'm going to do pull-ups and walk my dog, right? Get creative, start to enjoy the process, start to embody that identity as a person who has a powerful and capable body that's getting better every day in every way, right? Those beliefs, those identities that you hold about yourself are going to be the thing that drives you when it's a rainy day and you say, oh man, I just want to sit on the couch today. But instead there's a part of you that says, I'm not that type of guy. I'm not the guy who sits on the couch all day long, right? I might sit on the couch for a little while, but I'm also the type of guy that's going to get up off the couch and I'm going to go do whatever it is that makes me better and stronger and more capable today. And then if you want to take it to another good level, I think strength training is one of the most important things anybody could do. And it's a pretty good rule of thumb that if you make yourself physically stronger, your muscle endurance will go up and your power will go up, right? The explosiveness of your muscles will go up. And they all kind of rise together until you get to a pretty high level of physical training. And then you can start to really focus on you want to be a power-based athlete, or you want to be a strength-based athlete, or you want to be an endurance-based athlete. But for everybody, or for 95% of the people surfing Instagram right now, if you just get stronger, you will also make your power go up and you will make your endurance go up. So a good strength training regimen is very, very good for everybody, especially for women, especially if you're a woman who's younger now. This is a good time to start lifting weights, because as you start to get into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, it's going to be harder and harder as a female to maintain a lot of bone density. And strength training is one of the best ways, male or female, to maintain bone density, because your bones literally respond. It's called Wolff's Law. You can look it up, Wolff like an animal. Wolff's Law is a principle that states that when pressure is applied to a bone, the bone lays down more bone in the direction of that pressure. So, for example, if you've never gone hiking before and then you go hiking, your feet might be kind of sore. If you do a giant hike or a big run, maybe you're trying to start running for a marathon or something, your bones will literally get thicker the more you train, right? And that's part of the idea of adaptation. Your body's always adapting. So give yourself permission to adapt, right? Don't try to make it. And that's why I said, pick one thing to do. If you're at 0, 1 is... It is the difference, right? 0 to 1 is the biggest difference. 1 to 2 is a difference, but it's not nearly as big as 0 to 1. So start moving, start doing something, make it a skill, figure out a way to improve upon it. And then if you're looking for a really good strength training routine, I would direct you towards Pavel, Pavel, Tsatsouline. Your guess is as good as mine. Can't pull that one out of the top of my head. But if you Google Pavel, he comes up as is. There's not many Pavels. And he does a lot with kettlebells. And I've been doing his routine, kettlebell, simple, and sinister. And all you need is one kettlebell, and you're meant to stay at that weight for a pretty long time before you have to buy a second one. So in terms of investment, it's minimal investment, one kettlebell. And you're able to it consists of doing 100 kettlebell swings and 10 get-ups. And as a chiropractor, actually, shoulders are one of the things that we often injure. And after doing, and I do pull-ups every day, like I had been mentioning, but since switching over to the kettlebell simple and sinister routine, I've actually stopped doing the pull-ups and started doing the kettlebell routine. And my shoulders have gotten so much more stable when I'm adjusting, as well as when I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My shoulders have become much more stable. So that's an example of adaptation, right? I'm already a athletic and fit guy, but by changing up what I was doing as my training routine and making it focused on a skill, which has been my consistent training paradigm, but I just picked a new skill. So if you're the type of person who's already had a pretty good background as an athlete, maybe it's time to pick a new skill to train, because that will get you reinvigorated and that will make you exciting, or it will make the training more exciting, as well as you'll just get a new stimulus, which will give you a new adaptive response. So, my friends, I love and appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with me on this one. There's a million ways to work out, and I think that's the important thing, is that you can train your body to be physically capable in many, many different ways. And to me, it's better for you to do what you love to do and then to do it consistently than it is to do my kettlebell routine because I'm into kettlebells, right? Maybe you are too. So then do some kettlebell routines, but maybe you're not into that. Maybe you want to go hiking, or maybe you want to go do yoga or dance or something different. You want to go swimming, right? There's a million different ways to get fit and to stay healthy and to get your body to really become all that it's meant to be, to unpack all of its potential. So that's what I hope for you. I hope that you can unpack your potential and that you can continue to grow. I love you. I appreciate you. Adapt and thrive.